So the name of the game is can cutting. So we're going to take our can, we're going to try and wing it. We're going to try and hit it on the side. We're going to try and make it spin. We're going to try and cut this can in half. Before we get started on the rest of it, I'm going to show you what we're aiming for. So this is a can that spins pretty smoothly, and so you get a lot of action on this in the game, in the sport of can cutting. So yeah, let's show you what we're working with, and maybe I'll make another one and show you what happens before we put the magic on it. The different things that we're going to use here is a hammer. It can be any type of hammer. This is like a drift pin punch or remover or something. Really anything with like a flat top and a slender shaft will work. We've got some nails, some snippers, some round nose pliers, and then we've got some just plain Jane pliers that I figure everybody will have. Gonna have some safety glasses, and then this is a Luck Rogers device that we're gonna use that really helps make the bits spin. Also, you can use a nut, but it works a little bit different. Maybe not the best action on it, but we'll explore it. All right. Oh, and also this wire, this like stuff you get at a Harbor Freight, you know, it's like a couple of bucks or something. So nice thing with these is if you don't like really jack up the wire, you can reuse them a good bit. So all right, let's get to it. So we're gonna take a can, just any old can. Try not to bend them or make them manky when you're emptying the contents of said can, and wash them so bugs don't get attracted. So yeah, that's a good way, and then you can just store them in the boxes that they came in. But what we'll do, find center, estimate. It's pretty easy. It's at the bottom of this little dome. So that's not a good center. Okay, so in finding like a good center, we just thought about this. Take a BB, make sure it's reasonably level, and take a hammer, bump, and that gives you a nice little dent so you can locate a reasonable center. That was a Lucy Rogers original right there. Okay, so in getting to this in such like a long can, we're going to need to kind of come around this way with me. We're going to open this up a little bit. So I'm going to take the pliers here, put this edge against this because this has some structural integrity. This doesn't. We don't want the can to get manky. So we'll take these and we'll kind of just twist them. And that'll open up that hole a little bit, make it a little bit easier. Now, what happens here, we'll take this already made piece. If we take this and just put it through, threading a needle, it doesn't want to spin very much. It does one way, but the other way not at all. There's all kinds of like metal slag that gets pushed through when you put the nail through, and so this is to overcome that. Let's see. Actually, while we're here, let's go ahead and try my bearing approach without even doing this next step. Put your wire against the can, gives you a little bit of stability as you get in there. Maybe. Okay, maybe this next step is completely irrelevant. You don't need to do it. Alright, but
The other way?
one way and then the other way. Yeah, this is the way. Yeah, my bearings, they have enough space to get into the little gaps created there. But just to be a fantastic overachiever, I'm going to line this up with my drift pin punch. You can't really see it much, don't you? Oh yeah, I got it. And then you'll take your hammer. Just bop that all down. Now you've got like a smooth bearing surface on the inside. Before you do this, make sure to take your nail and work it around. It'll kind of form the metal out, so when you hammer it, it won't close up the hole. It'll just secure it down. This is another recipe. So this is like a steel can. I like this coconut water. It's good. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated and wear your safety glasses. So this is a way to make like a practice version. So this thing, you won't eat it up with your BBs. It'll last for a long time. Just hang it on the range right next, right where you would hang up your other bits. Now this is a little bit stiffer, so it's a little bit heavier. So we can afford to cut off this top, so I'm going to take my handy dandy can opener here. Going to be lots of sharp edges here. Okay. And let's just pull that off the rest of the way. Find any burrs, kind of mash them. Any big ones, any big hang-ups. There's some nice jags. Yeah. Work them in at an angle. In all eventuality, you won't really have to get into this thing again, so it doesn't matter too much. But alright, and do my drift pin thing. This one's super easy to line up. Now you can do this with your cans, but you're like aluminum cans, but I like having whatever little weight that the aluminum affords. Alright. So, next bit is take your Harbor Freight wire. I'm going to do this first with some round nose pliers. I like to loop it around. I usually just do it twice, but that should be fine. And then at the end, kind of twist it back so that it's kind of centered. There you go. And then you don't need much more than a foot, so take your snips, take your little rounded washer and put this over the ball here, and then take your other washer, take the clean side, put that right there. Alright. And then, yeah, that's nice. Good action on that. So, let's make another one of those with these kind of pliers that are going to be similar to what everybody else is going to have, hopefully. Okay, I'm just going to do one turn on that, turn it back just a little bit, kind of center it. He's got built-in nippers. And take this, take the rounded one, take the flat one. Thread it through the can. Alright, so put like a loop on it, and then I'm going to take this over here. Now this is not 100% necessary, but it is a lot more fun. We're going to paint these guys. I'm going to take like a couple contrasting colors. Some yellow and some blue. Shake them up real good. Alright, so and hit the other side. And then take our loop. And then of course, if this is a game day, then you're gonna need different colors. So So, I'm going to go get one of the dried cans and actually set that up on the target and show you how I wrangle that. So, this is how we're going to hang these guys up. I'm going to take the wire, put it through, and then I'm going to kind of loop it around. The tighter you have it up to the bar, the more spinning action, the more force gets directed at the can. So take this guy and kind of loop it around once here and once here. It keeps the wire more steady, gives it like a nice grasp on both sides, and it'll get an opportunity to spin a little bit more free. Let's set this guy up too. Alright. These guys are just both a little bit tacky, so try not to get them too much. This guy's spinning a little bit more sluggish. Wonder if the hole's not as big. I did this before we started making these a little bit nicer while we were making the video, so I guess that's the nice thing about making a few all at once and like showing off and talking about it, is you get to like, yeah, find the ways that work the best and do your trial and error. Alright, well, I guess let's make one of these guys spin a little bit. Let's cut a can. This is just your pretty typical Red Ryder, except for the sling and the brass and the lack thereof of paint. Good exercise. Kind of the Charles Atlas program. Let's see. That's gonna be definitely enough BBs to take care of this job. But yeah, this one is a job. This game starts to feel like work. Alright, well, I'm gonna go for this purple and copper here and just get to it. this is not really a game about like massive accuracy, so it really doesn't matter if you're 15 feet away, 20 feet away. It's still a challenge. We generally do speed rounds, but as there's not many people that shoot as fast as I do at this, I generally just try to match shot for shot. But I think for speed rounds, I think a really nice way to do it would be like 2-minute rounds. That way you don't have to be super duper athletic. I'm shooting really high today on it. I've been making slings and cases and not practicing for this. That's alright though. There it goes. It's moving. It's moving. I see all kinds of rips forming. If we were real high tech, we could also consider missed shots versus misfires. Well, let's go ahead and inspect this thing for a second. Take a little break. So yeah, we've got some nice threadage here. Just a couple little spots here. Oh yeah, this guy's gone. That's no big deal. Alright, let's spin it, see where it lies. And I'll go back to the firing stand here. Before embarking on a game like this, it might be good to do some stretches beforehand. Yeah, 'cause you'll feel it in here, as you know. Andy Anderson, a fine pro skateboarder, he is a big fan of pre-game stretches. So it's like pre-game stretch, pre-game warm-up. So like kind of going through the motions slow before you start going to work. But yeah, he says the most common time you're gonna like stretch something or mess yourself up is like in the first like 5 minutes of a session. So yeah. Oh, me and Lucy went bowling and it wrecked us for like a couple of days because, you know, it's like, well, we can bowl a few games. That's not gonna be a problem, is it? Gosh, I don't even know if it was just one game. So we were like, okay, let's do something with less impact, and so we went disc golfing, and just really going to town, and you know, trying to drive it home, get that hole in one, hit that eagle. But yeah, you know, I think when you're just training, it's best to just kind of go slow, move with the game. I'm feeling pretty good here. Let's get back to it. There we go. Whew. There we go. Wham! Yeah, takes a minute for these things to go through, but yeah, that was about the highest on the can I've ever cut one. Usually I kind of start about mid-level, and that does the job. But yeah, that was an interesting game. Sometimes the can can spiral and open up. That can be fun. But yeah, it's a hoot. I guess we can do video matches. So like I guess if you like, you're challenged to a duel. Do you feel lucky? All right. Well, I guess I feel like that's pretty much a wrap for this can cutting episode. I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, I guess like and subscribe and share, and hope you dig this stuff. I do.